and welcome to Robert Lee's, not Robert Lee's, The Love Hour. Sit and talk to myself for a minute. It's myself and John tonight, covering for Robert, who isn't very well at the moment, but hopefully will be back with us next week.
Absolutely. And just don't worry, guys, when you look at me, I'm not Robert Lee. He's not gone bald or very fat, so you don't need to worry about him. That's not his illness.
I think he's got more hair than me, actually, as well. Is he definitely tidier than mine? He's tidier than mine.
Going, what's happened to Robert Lee? Where's his hair gone? Why don't you put so much weight on? He's got beard now.
Don't start logging off, guys. Don't start switching off because it's not Robert. Okay, so what we've got to do tonight is we've got the questions as we would normally have that you've texted in, and you can still text in to the number on the screen and text your question into that. And you can also put your questions up on there instead of me typing replies. Hi, Jojo. Instead of typing replies, I will be answering in person. So get all your questions on there, and whichever one or both of us will answer it.
Absolutely. And we're going to try and have a bit of a laugh with you as well. But we've got but we obviously a lot of you do tune in for the late love hour to try and get some advice on a psychic level and a personal level. So we'll also try and cover those questions as well.
It's just started.
Yeah. Neither of us are young people, so we've lived life. And we've got life experience in this kind of stuff. So if you do want us to look at any kind of love situations, we are after 9 o'clock, so it can be juicy. It can be very, it can be anything you want it to. And you can text in to love, text love, your name and your question to 07700 152 500, and it will come straight to my screen. And then both me and Sarah will read it out. So, and
I only want the raunchy questions. Are you having an affair? Do you want to have an affair? Do you think somebody wants to have an affair with you? I want to know who it is. Just get those in. I want those. I have a very boring life. Sarah, do you believe in love at first sight? Oh, good grief. Thank you for that. Right, okay. I think...
just let you know, we've got an issue with Facebook, so...
Right, okay.
But it doesn't matter because we're on YouTube and it's all working fine. So not
okay. Right. Yes, I think it can happen. I think I prefer to go. I think there are connections, and I think because of that connection, you can feel very drawn to somebody, which I'm sure many people would mix up with love at first sight. But yes, I think it can happen. Why do you?
Love at first sight. That's my wife that's asking that.
Yes, she is.
Do you know, talking, obviously it's a love show, talking about a love show. Do you know, me and Jojo were best friends for like 10, 15 years before we actually got together. And it was always that love that never happened. We were, either I was in another relationship or she were. And it was always that thing that should have happened, but it never did.
Oh.
And then eventually it happened, and that's it. So and then we both got to that point where we were both single, and then bang, it happened. So,
good evening, Callie.
It were like, so I suppose that was kind of like a love at first sight scenario. And, it does happen. I really do. Definitely.
Excuse me. I think it's the connection. I think for a lot of people, it's that connection, isn't it? Because when you get with especially with the higher levels of connection, you do get all that mushy stuff and feeling gooey and butterflies and all that nonsense, don't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think
that will feel like it will feel as the same thing. I mean, how do we know? And I've got to be honest as well. You've got to factor in, if you ask people what being in love is. If you asked 100 people, you'd get 100 different answers, wouldn't you?
Of course you would. Many different people have got different interpretations of it, and it's got.
For me, it's living in separate houses, in separate towns, no Skyping or FaceTiming, only for treats.
It's now. I think they always. I mean, medically, I studied neuroscience at university, so I understand the chemical part of it in your brain, and medically. They say that love don't exist because it's just an endorphin and a chemical reaction, but that's nonsense, absolute nonsense. love does exist. Something's got to
Hi,
create that
Nikki.
chemical. Something's got to make that chemical happen and make that kind of chemical explosion take place. So yeah, it's definitely happening. But
And that isn't doing somebody else's laundry, making the dinner, going shopping or washing up. Let me tell you, it's none of those things. Again, we're back to separate houses, separate towns.
hey, try telling my wife that. I'll tell you what.
Don't you involve me in your maritals. I'm not getting involved. Don't. It's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me.
I always get myself in trouble, though, me. I get told that all the time. I'm not the boss in our relationship. I think the kind of the from a man's perspective, the way to live a happy life
is the wife is always right.
Being obedient. Okay, as long as I'm obedient and I do everything she says.
Hi, Laura.
Then I'm all good. So
I think, when you start getting with somebody and it's getting serious and whatever, I always view it a little bit. It's a bit like puppy training, isn't it? When you get that lovely Labrador, it's a bit goofy and it's all over the place and it's not quite sure where to put its feet or where to pee and all that. So you've got to just get it doing. Just get it doing what you need it to do. And once you've trained it, you're sorted.
I don't think the wife had me litter trained when I first moved in. I used to put puppy pads down for me, so I didn't make much of a mess.
She's commenting.
I still have the odd accident in the kitchen now and again.
Oh, wow. I'm moving swiftly on from this carnage. I do apologise, even though it's my fault. That's a good question, Jojo. So, anybody watching, what do you guys think? Do you believe in love at first sight? Have you experienced love at first sight? Let us know. Are you still with them?
Absolutely.
Let us know in the comments.
I 100% believe it. I really do. I think it's. I'm still training him. I 100% believe it.
I was being careful not reading that out. Then I was just going to laugh and leave that up there.
Oh no, it still does train me. So it's.
Good evening, Ali11. Ali11 is a reader.
Hello, Ali. How are you?
She is Ali B on the website, guys.
Okay, excellent.
And she's currently logged on, and she's logged on most evenings. She's logged on most evenings, and she does about 10 till 2, 10 till 3 or whatever. But yeah, no, she's a good reader. She's been reading many, many years. Psychic medium, tarot cards. And I think if her profile is actually very accurate because it says something along the lines of there are no unicorns or pink fluffy clouds here. She is very direct. If you don't like brutal and direct, don't ring her.
Quite similar to me then, Sarah.
Yeah.
How I do it.
Yeah.
I'm not an airy. I suppose you have different types of mediumship, and I'm not really an airy fairy type of person.
Never. You
wouldn't know, would you? And I have to give you a point. But everyone does it their own way. I don't think there is a correct way. Mediumship and psychic abilities are delivered the way you know how to do it or you feel it. And so, yeah,
it's curious that because the first time I looked at you, John, I thought there's a man that's in touch with his feminine side.
I just don't give off the look, though, do I? You know, that's the thing.
Aligned to your soul's purpose. Never experienced it. I do believe it exists.
Yeah,
it sure does. Nikki, I used to believe in love at first sight. No, I believe it's lust.
There is that element to it because you get that instant attraction. And what I love about it is it's if you look at it from a scientific point of view, okay, you've got a North Pole and a South Pole, and everything in between's got a magnetic field around it. But we also get affected by the magnetic field because we give off a residual EMF, electronic magnetic field, right?
Okay.
And certain EMFs, it's like a magnet. You get a negative and a positive, and some of them are attracted to each other. So sometimes, even if you're not physically attracted to somebody, that magnetic pull draws you together. And have you ever heard of anyone saying that the universe draws people together? Mm-hmm. That is what it means. But it's actually more scientific than you give it credit for. It's not like airy fairy. It's more like, yeah, I've got a certain type of energy that's attracted to your energy. And that's more.
Do you know that you've just killed the romantic vibe here, haven't you? Really?
That's
you can imagine, all the nice things you could say to somebody, but no, you're going to get some poor guy listening to this now, taking your advice, walking up to some woman in the bar, going, "I don't actually fancy you, but there's a magnetic pull."
Can you imagine me and me?
Oh my days!
I was at university in my 20s, right, and I'm going out on a night out. I've got my hair on. I've got a little bit of hair I had left, pushing it to the side. Got my diamond stud earring in because I thought I was a stud myself. And I'm walking up to a good-looking lady in the bar, and I said, and I'll be saying to her, "Did you know?
Evening, Emma Marriott.
You have got the right magnetic pull towards each other because the EMF shift." Can you imagine what she'd do?
After she slapped you, or poured a drink over you, or before? Not sure.
It says Robert Lee up top. Who's that then? Well, Robert's off. Line your source purpose. It's myself and Sarah that's covering tonight. I'm John, one of the other readers, and Sarah's obviously one of the readers and kind of our line manager as well. Kind of bosses us all around all the time.
Yeah, because he really listens to me. Don't believe a word of that. I look scary, don't I? I look mean.
Honestly, it's like I got told off every day by it. No, I'm not joking. So we've got Emma Marriott, Emma Angel Readings as well. Your thoughts on love at first sight, part of our soul contract or past life connections? That's quite interesting. Do you know, I never used to believe in past life regression or past lives. And it's really weird, this. And then I met a guy called Paulie. We're a real specialist in past life regression. And it's live on YouTube, this is, right? And what happened was...
Sorry, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Kelly Harris's comment.
Oh, God. It's cracking chat up line, but I can feel a magnetic pull, so let's stick to each other.
See what you've started now, you.
I know, that's it. I'm going to use it. Well, I'm not, because I'm married. But
I'm going to use it. Oh, no, she's watching it. And she's just asked me what is romance. She's just asking everybody what is romance. You're in trouble, mate, when this life finishes.
No, the past life regression side of it all, I never used to believe in it. And then I met this guy, and he hypnotized me, and he put me under, and I experienced it, which I thought it disproved mediumship, because if we've got a past life, and we keep reliving ourselves, how can we connect to spirits? But after I'd been into past life regression, I kind of realized that I underestimated spirit. And I realized that part of spirit goes on to the afterlife and part of spirit moves on to another life. And I tell you something, it's amazing. So then I went on and did the course of past life regression, and I've done it myself a few times. But I'll tell you something, it's mind-blowing. So if you ever get the chance to do past life regression, go and do it. It's wow, it's out of this world. Yeah, definitely.
Can I ask you guys, you're great with your comments, and I'm glad you're enjoying it, and we're making you laugh. Obviously, you'll be watching on YouTube because Facebook stream is struggling at the minute.
Yes.
Could you give us a like? Please share it, and please hit that subscribe button if you have not already subscribed. That would be really great.
And could you just tell my wife I'm sorry I said that?
you, my friend, you dug it. You can crawl your way out of it. Nobody's helping you. Nobody's helping you.
She's used to me now. She's used to me saying stuff.
I think she has asked. She started with love at first sight, and then she's gone on to ask what is romance. And again, I think it's going to be one of those things that will mean lots of different things to different people, isn't it?
I used to be a person that was always going from one relationship to another and stuff, and eventually I found that's it. I found her, and that's it. And now I'm settled, married, and it's good. It's we like you say. Obviously you've spoke to my wife a few times, Sarah, and you know what she's like. She's crazy, and I think she's the only
saint. You're going to make her a saint.
Yeah, she's the only person that can put up with me. Who can?
I nearly said something Sherlock then, but I'm not quite. I'm sure even though the boss said he wasn't watching, he is. Emma Marriott, yeah, I found it helpful when understanding my connection with my spirit guides. Good point. Yeah, good point. I think one of the things is we all have, whether people want to believe it or not, we all do have spirit guides. of one description or another. Even if you don't work with spirit, you have those guides around you. And I think once you kind of can connect with that and understand it a little better, it does help you in all areas of your life. It will help you across all areas. It definitely helps people feel a little bit calmer, and it does help you make sense of things, even if it's just, you know, a bad day is literally that. A bad day is a fleeting moment in time. No matter how awful it is, it's going to turn around to something else.
The problem is with spirit guides is there's no time limit of when you're going to meet a spirit guide.
No.
So, back in 2009, I was working on we were filming for a TV show, and I was working with like 4 other mediums, very experienced mediums. And I was lucky because my mum was quite a famous medium, and so I was born into it, and I didn't really have to go through group studies. I still did, but I didn't have to. And I always thought that anyone who said they'd got a spirit guide were lying. I always thought it were all fake, and there's no such thing. And I was quite arrogant because I used to think if I can't do it, then it's not real, you know. And the guys I was filming, we all used to kind of laugh at me and say there is spirit guides and blah blah blah. And one day I was driving down the motorway and I saw a woman stood at the side of the road, and I drove a bit, which is not abnormal to see a spirit at the side of the road, obviously doing what I do. But then I drove a bit further down, and that same woman was there. So I started thinking that's a bit weird. And about 10 times it happened down the motorway, and then she appeared in my house. So I went to work the next day to do some more filming, and I told the guys, and they were like, yeah, it's your spirit guide. And I was like, no, you're all nonsense. So the show we were filming for was a ghost hunting show, and I got approached by something quite negative, and she shot in front of me, protected me. And ever since that day, I understood that she was a spirit guide, and I've been working with her ever since. And so it shows you how much you can underestimate, think that something's not real. And I underestimated it. And I thought, that's not real, you know?
Nikki, do you believe there is someone meant for everyone? Do you know, when I'm working online, when I'm giving reasons, that's get asked that, as I'm sure every reader does get asked that question an awful lot. Yes, I do. Yes, I do believe there is someone meant for everyone. However, I do not believe there is just one someone.
Agreed.
There are many different types of connection. And if you think about it, you know, you've got that first love thing between 16, 18, whatever it is, that what I call the kiddie crush now, because I'm really old, as he pointed out at the beginning, kiddie crush thing. And, you know, you've got that. And what would fit you at 20, 25, even 30, isn't going to necessarily fit at 45, 50, you know, because as you grow, you evolve. And no matter how deeply you're connected to somebody, a lot of the time you will go off in different directions because you've got different paths. It doesn't make that connection, no matter how it ends, it doesn't make that connection any less valid. You learn a lot from it about yourself, about relationships, and then you move forward and there will be somebody else. So yes, I do believe there is absolutely someone for everyone, but not necessarily the same someone all the way through.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, JoJo's probably just pointed that out quite well. She's done it from a Reiki and healing perspective.
Okay.
And she's done, when you feel love, you create a cord.
Hi, West Country.
And what it is, and what we need to remember is to cut that cord so feelings can be used to the full potential for the new or current love. So basically, when you create kind of a cord, and from a kind of Terramaya Reiki point of view, what you need to do is when you meet somebody new, you need to break the cord from the old relationship, so they're not still there. And that's why sometimes healing after a relationship breakdown, Reiki healing can sometimes be the best thing for you. And it's like what you say. It's but that also points out that you can have more than one true love, and there's also more than one person that's meant for you. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do think, because you get somebody who loses a husband or a wife at a very young age, and you don't want them to think that's it now, I'm not going to find love again.
Or any age for that matter, any age.
Absolutely. And
because you're never too old. You're never too old for a bit of romance.
You're not. Absolutely. I think while comments have stopped a second, should we talk about the new show?
Yes. Good time to talk about that. From next Friday at 9 p.m. Every Friday at 9 p.m. there is a new show. Can't even speak now. New show, Psychic Chat. And this is going to be presented myself and John between us. And the idea with this is we've been formulating this for a little while now. And you've got these. I wish she'd stop asking these flipping. I feel like I'm on 20 mastermind quiz or something with her doing this. What we do, we've got these amazing readers who work on Ask the Answer. So you should all, if you've not already looked at the website, get over to asktheanswer.com and have a look at the readers. We've got psychics, mediums, all the clairs, tarot readers, oracle readers, angel card readers. We've got some really, really gifted and talented readers on there. So we thought, why not get them on here? So you lovely lot can have a look at them and ask them questions as well. So that's what Psychic Chat is going to be all about. It's going to be a little bit like we're doing now, actually. It's going to be a topic. Whatever comes up in the comments there, it's going to be a topic.
We're going to interview them, aren't we? So you can kind of get to know them intimately and know what skills they possess and kind of how they work and get to know them as a person a little bit.
Yeah, because behind it's not just about the profile. And I think sometimes it can be a little bit easy for customers, callers, to forget that there is actually a person there doing it, and they are more than the reading that they're giving. So it's going to give everybody a chance, or any readers who want to watch and have a go. So if there are any readers who watch this, either they're watching it now live or they watch it in the videos, if you fancy having a go at this, thank you so much, Divine Serenity. Really appreciate it. If you are watching this, or you watch it on playback, please give us a call. Ask the Answer. Give us a call if you're a reader. You know how to do it. I'm not going to bore everybody with that. You know how to do it. Give us a call, and what we'll do is you can basically, we'll get you on the channel, not a live channel, a training channel. You can have a chat with me or John, and we can give it a go and see how you get on with it. It's fun. It's not scary, and it is a really good experience, even if you only do it once. And it does help raise your profile as well, and it gives you an opportunity to explain and showcase what you do and how you work. And we want to get as many different people, different types of readers on as we can, because we do have a vast array of.
And don't worry, we're not just going to put you on camera and then leave you just to talk.
Interesting.
We'll lead it. We'll ask the questions and lead it for you. So don't worry about.
Yeah, you're not just going to get stuck for an hour on your own.
Don't worry about the nervousness of it all, because you've all seen I can just waffle.
Because we can both talk the iron legs off a donkey, so it's going to be just fine.
I think we're both northerners, and you've worked that out.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the northern aspect of it, isn't it?
Divine Serenity. I'm a fellow reader with you both. I'd be up for doing this. Okay, what's your reading? Are you prepared to give us your reading in?
Fantastic. That'll be interesting.
You don't have to. You can do that privately if you like, but.
How do you know it's love? And also, how can you tell if someone has a genuine interest or just after one thing? That's so hard to answer. If someone's just after one thing, I suppose once they've had that one thing, they'll be gone. It's not the.
Natasha, hi. I will speak to you about this.
Yeah, it's a difficult question to answer, that, Nikki, because it's like, I suppose the easiest way, and I know what you're saying there, they're just after sex, but if it is just sex they're after, they'll just have the wicked way and just go.
Or they'll be pushing for that really quickly.
Yeah, I think you'll kind of get it, the answer. But to be honest with you, I think it's the amount of time somebody be in your life as well. It's like it's very difficult answer, because it's hard to judge until you've seen that situation in person. Anyway, you're not allowed to, Nikki, until we all vet them. Nikki works for me on my own business, so that's why. So she's not allowed to until we all vet her, everyone on my team.
Emma Marriott, of course, I know you are now. Now you've put that comment on there, I do know where you are. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Is this something you'd be interested in having a go at as well?
Excellent.
Yes or no in the comments.
And you come and have some fun. Definitely come and have some fun. If there is a question you want to ask, guys, but you don't want us to read your name out, or you don't want to put it in the comments and it's too personal, let's say, you know, just text in love, your name and your question to 07700 152 500,
What?
and just put in a message that you don't want.
Sorry.
Oh, that's the issue, John. I'll be single for life if you've got anything to do with it. If we're vetting them,
This isn't working. He's trying to say something really serious and meaningful and get all deep and all serious and get on with the show, and I'm laughing at somebody's comment.
Yeah. So if you do want to, you can, and if you just don't want us to read your name out, just put that in the text, and we won't read your name out. But if you've got a genuine question, if you want us to do it on a psychic level for you, let's say you want to know if I don't know, Peter is going to come into your life next week and rock your world, let's just say, or as I say, are you having an affair with your boss and you want to know if it's going to turn into something more? As you can see, Sarah's already shuffling her tarot cards. I'll tell you something. I didn't realise how good Sarah were. Not just as a psychic either. I'm on about as a medium, because the other day after my live show, we always have a quick 5-minute catch up after, like it's like a studio here. And my wife came in and she always comes and says hello, doesn't she, Sarah?
She does, yeah.
And my wife messing around says to Sarah, "Have I got any spirits around me?" And straight away, Sarah went, "Yeah, it's your grandma Joan." And Jojo was like, "What?" And that's her name, Joan. And it was like, boom, shocked the hell out of her. And nobody knows those stuff.
I'm going to answer one question that's already been sent in as a question. John, if you would care to delete this for me. This is a question that's been asked by John Mallock, and it's, does Charlie like me romantically?
Oh, yeah, of course, I'll do that.
So I'm going to answer this. Okay. And there is a reason I'm going to answer it. Now, this is a question that has been asked many times. Okay. But we're going to fresh pair of eyes on it and different cards on it. And let's see if I get a different answer. Right. Okay. Right. Now, I love these cards. Wheel of Fortune. Now, so in essence, it's about the ebbs and flows, right? And so there is an interest there, okay, but it's not consistent. There isn't the consistency there in this for it to develop into a full-on commitment. Now, nobody can see forever, so I'm going to say at this point in time. So when I'm saying at this point in time, with tarot readings, I never like to go more than 6 months down the line, because you've got free will. And when you get to 6 months, there's so much free will and domino effects and ripple effects, the accuracy starts to drop rapidly. But I'm very confident to say, although yes, there is an interest on a kind of romantic level, it is not an interest that at this point in time will develop. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, so get yourself out there, girl.
There's something else on that as well. I mean, who was asking that question?
Malik.
Because the only other thing I saw were, I didn't think that it was going to be an issue, because I didn't think, because how Charlie asking it, is Charlie going to be romantic? I thought, to be honest with you, it's not even going to be an issue, because somebody else is going to come along in the meantime.
That's why I said get yourself out there, girl.
Yeah, I saw an intervention, somebody else coming along and taking the position. So yeah, I agree with you. Definitely.
And yes, Jojo, to ask another question, answer another question that you seem to like asking me. Do I believe you can love two people at the same time? Yes, I do, in different ways. I'm starting to feel like this is some kind of personality quiz. Yes, I do.
We're not having a third person entering in our marriage, Jojo.
I can press extreme. I think Spencer's going to pop up in a minute and press extreme.
He'll be laughing his head off. Hey, Lynn, how are you?
He will, because he thinks you're making me squirm, but you're not. So I did say hi to Lynn Anderson. So if anybody's got any questions, keep popping them on there. Emma Maria, Natasha A, give me a call tomorrow. I will be, it's get hold of me. Give me a call tomorrow and we'll have a chat and sort something out.
John then might clean up and use a Hoover. Okay. I've got a question that's come in. And it actually came in when I did my spooky special, but I think it was meant to come in for tonight. And it's from Anne, and it's saying, "Hi, will I find my soulmate this year?" So I'm just gonna, Anne, I'm just gonna accept it. So if you are watching, it's 30 minutes through the live stream. So I'll accept that. And we'll try and answer that for you. Will you find your soulmate this year? Let's have a look. I think, to be honest with you, I don't really need cards for this because I think sometimes we can look too hard for situations, in situations like this. I think we can kind of go out there, especially, right, I'll give you an example. Sometimes, I'm talking years ago when I was single, and this isn't a psychic thing, this is a life thing. But then we'll look at it on a psychic level. And again, it's about energies. When you are single, you go out there, and I used to go out there. I was a good-looking lad in my earlier years. You won't think it now, but I was. And I'd go out there, and I'd, give up my best chat-up lines. I'd wear my best clothes and go up to a woman. I'd like give her the best. I'd talk to her in the best way possible, and I'd get rejected all the time. But then I'd get into a relationship, and I'd go out there with my mates for a few pints, not interested in looking at anybody. And then I'd get offers. And the only reason for that is because of a certain energy that you give off. And it's like a contentment energy. And basically, when you're going out there looking for it, you repel people. And it's weird how it works. And it turns that EMF into like a negative energy. So what I'd say to you is I wouldn't be looking, first of all. But let's have a look, see if you do find anybody. Sometimes if we're too specific with when and how, we can stop it happening. Yeah, so we need to be careful of how specific we are. But let's just have a quick look. Oh, you have been hurt previously. Massively hurt. Somebody's done a number on you when it comes to taking everything from you, giving you heartbreak, mistrust, cheating, everything. And so at the moment, you are wanting somebody that you can trust and that can make you feel better. So already what we're doing is we're going out there looking for the perfect person. So we're already setting those boundaries. If you get what I mean, we're already looking for someone and they've got to fit this perfect profile. So we're already making it a harder situation. You need to switch it all off. Have some fun with your friends. Go out there and it will happen. I will predict around the 9th month it will be romance. Will it be soulmate status? We don't know yet. It's too far into the future. But all I'll say is please stop looking and it will happen. I promise you. You do find love eventually in your life. I can guarantee that. Proper love. Have you got any take on that, Sarah?
No, I'm going to agree. No, can't disagree with anything you've said there.
Yeah,
I've seen a question I like.
Go on.
Hello, and this is from Sophia Vancer. Hello, will Dave ever pee or have to get off the pot? Thank you.
What? Sorry, what was that?
Will Dave ever pee or have to get off the pot?
Okay.
I'm assuming you're meaning, is this dude going to come forward, right? I'm assuming you've got to start seeing some movement in this.
By off the pot, do we mean the drugs pot?
I think she said ever pee or will I have to get off the pot? I think she just means no. Is he ever going to actually make some moves forward? Is it going to start progressing? Is it going to be right? Okay. There's good news and bad news. I'm going to say yes because my instant feeling with that is on a serious note. Besides laughing at how you've worded it, I'm going to say there is forward movement for you, but not yet. Not yet. This is somebody who is not in a place. There's a lot of back issues there. There's a lot of undealt with, unresolved stuff, which is creating. This is somebody who I would say will be able to come up with 50,000 reasons and excuses why they're not doing something. And then I think you're getting this 2-step forwards, 1 back. And I think he does come forwards and I think you get the retreating again. But I don't think that's to behave. I think that's more of a coping mechanism because of the undealt with stuff. So the answer to that is you could see forward movement, but this is completely and utterly in your hands because it is going to come down to how much patience you've got left. And I'm getting a sense that not a lot at this point. And I think by the time we get to mid-Feb or the second half of Feb, I think you're going to be making a decision about that yourself. And I would say to you, listen to your intuition. And I think you've been very torn up to now, because I think you've got this, you know there's something more to it. That's why you've hung in there and put with what you've put up with. If this had been anybody else, you'd shut the door. But then you've also got that, oh, for goodness sake. But I think that is going to settle. You're going to find that balance, and your intuition is going to be giving you very strong, clear messages second half of Feb. Always listen to your intuition. I hope that's helped a little bit.
I agree, totally. You know, sometimes you can think, how long do I have to wait? And
Yeah.
What am I going to get out of it for waiting this long?
Me, it's about 5 minutes, because I'm like a goldfish. I've got a concentration span of a goldfish. And it's like, well, he said he was going to ring me at 2 minutes past. It's now 4 minutes past. We're done.
Yeah, fair
I'll
play.
answer the phone and go, who?
Fair play to you.
Sorry, do I know you?
Sarah, we've had one come in, and it's for you. They've asked it from you, from Joanne. Wanting advice on her career over the next year. What changes is going to take place? Stuck in limbo at the moment in a job. So
Okay.
could you give some advice on that one for me, please? They've asked for you, so.
Oh, never mind, sweetie.
Sarah's the favourite tonight.
Yeah, one person asked for me. Whoop, whoop. Right, okay. I think this you've used it. John said you've used the word stuck there. I think this is something, we've got the hermit, we've got a kind of hangman effect, a limbo effect. And I think that's something that's sort of been a feeling since possibly the third week of September. That's there's something going on the third week of September. And I think you've been trying to make decisions. There is a little bit of fear and self-doubt preventing that. Okay. Yeah. And I think there are a lot of twos around this. So you've either got something, you've got two things on the go, you've got something else that you're doing, maybe something on the side or whatever, or as a hobby even, or there's two things coming in for you. Okay. The reality is, there's a lot of negativity. It feels a lot of negativity around this. And I don't necessarily sense that negativity is coming from you. I think that this is shown as more external, so environmental. I think there are some changes. There's some restructuring, reshuffling that's going to go on very early spring, or just as we're going to spring, and that's going to make a little bit of difference for you. I do think you're looking for a change of direction. The real positive for you is this limbo effect that's been in there as we're moving right into the beginning of spring. That's going to fade out, and you're getting movement coming in. Decisions and choices you make in March and April, they are setting your footprint for the rest of the year. Now, when it shows like that in a reading, it's what we call a period of opportunity. You've actually got the 3 of Wands as well, which is kind of opportunity. But it's a period of opportunity. And you know when you get these people who it's sort of like, it looks like they're always in the right place at the right time, that kind of feeling. Well, that's what a period of opportunity is. You don't have to go out looking for things so much. I'm not saying everything's perfect and people are banging your door down to offer you jobs, but you have got recommendations. You have got a third party around this as well. So it is likely that there is going to be some kind of suggestion. The third party can also represent an employment agency or such. But I think that March-April period, you are going to be looking at something new. It is going to be something quite different than you're doing. Don't be afraid to learn new things. I'm not talking about doing a master's, but some kind of studying, learning something new, adding to your current skill set. By the time we get to August, now, August the 16th, now I don't know if that is in connection with this or that's just something around you specifically. If August 16th isn't significant to you now, then that is significant around this. As we get to that height of summer, you have made said changes and you are on a completely different path and you are feeling far more positive and the energy around you is much lighter, which basically means you're happy, you're feeling happier. I hope that's helped a little bit.
I'm very in-depth reading that. Wow. Awesome. Love it. Love it. Well done. That's awesome. You are good, aren't you, Sarah?
Just a reading.
You are good.
I'd love to do. Oh, you love to do your masters. Oh, really?
Do you know? Thing is,
But can I just ask, Emma? I know you've just put on there. Sorry, John. You've just said you'd love to do your masters. What is it? What is it? Is this what do you feel is preventing you? Don't come back with money, because where there's a will, there's a way. But is there something apart from that that's preventing you? Because I don't think you should let things. I don't think you should let it.
I became obsessed with study. I did my first degree in computer science when I was young, 21. Well, I finished when I was 21. And then I went back as a senior, like when I was about 31, and I did a neuroscience degree, the brain. And then I went back and did a master's.
He obviously thinks I'm a bit thick, doesn't he? Because he just had to explain what neuro is.
For some viewers that might not know. And I did a neuroscience degree, and then I went back and did a master's degree in applied neuroscience. And then I always said I'd love to have gone back and done a PhD, but I'd already done like 13 years of university by that point. And it's just like money, it's just ridiculous cost. So it's absolutely ridiculous cost. What did you sorry, she's put, what did you want to ask?
Why is there a specific reason? And please don't think I'm prying into your private business, and don't put anything on there you're not comfortable with. You said you'd love to do your masters. Is there a reason that you've not done it, or you think you can't do it?
Yeah, don't have doubt in yourself, definitely. I used to doubt myself on it, and I became obsessed. And I found my masters was easier than my bachelor's degree. I found it a lot easier.
Do you have to read and stuff to do those?
What? No, they give me pictures. They give me pictures, honestly. I'll get you back. Yeah,
it was even funnier because it took you a minute to realise what I'd said. That was
because it's the late night love show, and we can talk about love and all that kind of stuff.
What?
Oh,
Callie, go on, John, what were you going to say then?
It was a joke that was going to be quite crude, so I'll leave it. Sarah, could you please tell me what this year has in store for me, please, from Callie?
Oh, right, okay. Yes, Callie, I will. But what I will say to you is the same as, because January is the time where everybody's asking what has this entire year got in store. And if you think about it, there's so many different compartments to our lives, and a year is such a long time. So when you ask a question like that, you're looking at a very general overview. So I will just sort of condense it and say, what I will say to you is, there is a real heavy feeling about this, and it is about almost you have either very, very recently, or you are in the process of drawing a line. Okay. And you're drawing a line, and I think you have, without doubt, you've walked away from certain people and situations, and it's almost like it's you coming into this year with sort of trying to make it a difference. And I think this is something you've tried before, but this heaviness connected to other people and situations has kind of got in your way and acted like obstacles. Okay, but you are going to manage to. I'm going to stop looking at that. You are distracting me. You are going to manage to draw lines. In terms of relationship, anybody you've walked away from, please don't have any regrets. Second guess yourself. You have made exactly the right decisions. And most April for you, significant month. If you are looking to either move home or make a major change of that net, because we've got something environment here, and it's a change of environment, and it seems to be a little bit bigger than just working somewhere different. So we've got something bigger. So you've got changes of environment starting in April, and July is definitely at the month where for you it's going to be very, very much love focused. It's not happiness relationship wise for you is about going forwards, not going back. And really, really, really do keep that in mind. And I think that links into the drawing lines. Okay. Now, if this is somebody you have very recently got with, that is kind of where it steps up a gear. But if not, that's where you've got somebody coming in. 3rd to the 17th of July, especially around that romance area. And April 1st it's not April Fool's Day, it's your New Year's Day. Because that's where all the hard work you've put in comes together, and you actually feel like you're allowed to move forwards because you have finally drawn that line.
Fantastic.
What helps a little bit.
Awesome. Again. And do you know why I know that really is a good reading? Because Callie's actually a member of my family.
Oh gosh!
Think you noticed the same surname?
Well, I did, but you know, it could be. I don't. Did that make any sense then? Did that make any sense then?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Don't tell me anything. Don't tell me anything.
Yeah, very much so. So, guys, will you make sure you kind of text in and ask? We want some juicy sex-related stuff, love-related stuff. Come on, let's get some questions.
Come on, last 15 minutes. Somebody's got to be having an affair with somebody.
Let me start you off, right? Did you know? Get in trouble for this. Did you know, right? When a pigeon makes love, it dies.
Oh my God, I'm dying before you finish this.
So, did you know that?
Spencer knew nothing about this.
Did you know when a pigeon makes love, it dies?
It what?
It dies straight after.
Are you making that up?
Well, the pigeons I make love to do.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I got right into. Oh Jesus! Into that. I cannot believe I was that stupid, and I can't believe you said that. What's got to do with romance? It's not even wrong. There's something wrong with you. There's something really wrong with you. Right. On a serious note, somebody must have an actual.
You fell for it, though.
And I bet you thought, and I'd be sitting there watching going, she is actually a bit simple, isn't she? Nobody else would have ever fallen for that one.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. My wife can be very gullible sometimes.
Walked right into it, didn't I? Do you know why that is, John? I expected better from you. That's what it is. I expected better.
Flowers, who gets them? Have you heard that?
Flowers.
Yeah, look at the comment from Jojo. Flowers, who gets them? Question mark, question mark. I've never been a person to give someone flowers.
Do you not get sweetie, do you not get flowers? I'll beast him. I'll start beasting him now.
Do you know, last time I got Jojo flowers, yeah? I walked in with a fresh bunch of flowers and I said
I'm not even going to comment on this because
no, this is a genuine one. Yeah, this is a genuine one. I walked in with a fresh bunch of flowers and she said to me, I bet you want me to open my legs for them, don't you? And I says, haven't we got a vase?
Listen, boss, if you're watching, if anybody's getting sacked, it's him, not me. I can't control what goes out of his house.
We're after 9 p.m. He says we can
we would have been after here.
The
fluorescent green cream soda. I think I need something in it.
I've got a cola, I can't say anything, and a coffee. It's an over 18 show. We're fine. We're fine.
No, but on a serious note, because obviously nobody's got it.
Flowers can help like a new budding relationship.
But I've got that song in my head now. Who sung that? Miley Cyrus. I can buy myself flowers.
I think different relationships are different. I mean, like Jojo and my wife, she buy whatever she wants. I mean, I never limit. And the thing she always says to people is that I never say no. It makes her smile. So
need to start singing. You do not need me to start singing it. Trust me, Emma. I am not singing it.
So sometimes you've got to. It's difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes flowers work for some people, they don't for others.
Jojo, I am not answering that.
I can't see it.
Well, I ain't reading it out neither. I'm not falling for that. No, but on a serious note, guys, it has been great, and I do genuinely thank you for all your comments, and I hope you've enjoyed it. This wasn't the love show as Robert Lee does it, but it wasn't meant to be, because Robert's Robert. He's unique, and he's got his
own way, doesn't he?
And this was just about introducing the new show where we can get readers on. And you can just sit and chat like this. And you do get questions answered as well, as you can see. Okay. So if anybody if you don't want to tell us about your lurid love lives, that's fine. My dad's has never bought my mum flowers. Every time he does, they end up having an argument, so he just doesn't buy them. There isn't a next time, Jojo. You're bad.
We've had a new text message come in. It's an anonymous. They've asked me to keep it anonymous, so I will.
Okay.
But they've said, I think they're keeping his name anonymous as well. If that's okay. So there's a certain man coming forward. I can see the name, so it's probably best that I read it. I don't know if a message, so you can.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Do you see him stepping forward? So what I will say is I do. There's no doubt about it, but it's going to come with warnings. This is. I do see this person stepping forwards, but then I do see the person keep stepping back and then coming back to you and stepping back and coming back to you. And it will almost feel like playing tennis. I do see a third person standing in the way, causing issues. It's some kind of, I'm not saying they're like a wife or a partner. I don't know what it is. It could be like a child from a previous relationship, or even somebody that stood there creating a block. But it's somebody stopping this person coming forward to you for now. But they will keep coming into your life, and it'll almost for you feel like they're taking advantage. And it's not going to make you feel good for a while. But what I will say to you is, if you have got the patience to wait, eventually there will be the offer of a relationship from this person. But I think you'll be fed up by them, from what I can see. But they'll come to you and keep backing off, and that's the one thing I do need to warn you of. And I will say, if you want to avoid any hurt, I would eliminate the thought of that person, because it doesn't seem nice to me. But there's somebody stood in the way. Now, this person in particular is not a bad person. He's got no bad feelings towards anyone. He doesn't mean to do it. I think he's got every intention of wanting to start something with you. The problem is he can't. He's got commitment issues because of who's still in his life. So as I say, you need to be very careful about. It's almost like you're going to be ghosted. You'll meet up, hook up, and they'll ghost you. And it'll just keep happening. So just be very careful, because I don't want to see you getting hurt. But if you can wait, it will happen. But it's not anytime soon. It's going to take some time, I promise you. So sorry, it's not the greatest news, but that's as honest as I can be with you. I hope that helped you. And I'll accept that. And I reject it, so it's all good. But bless you, it's not nice when we have to give messages like that, but we have to be honest.
I was going to say, I think honesty is the way to go, though, isn't it? Because you can't be telling somebody some nonsense or what you think they want to hear, because it's somebody's life and somebody's feelings.
I've worked with psychics before, and I've heard them sat there. Telling people, yeah, you're going to end up with that man, and he's going to. I stood behind him, and I'm like, why have you just told him that when we both know it's not going to happen? And they're like, well, to make them happy. And it's like, but in the long run, it's going to destroy them. And number one, it's going to destroy them, and then number two, it's going to destroy their belief in what we do. Yeah. So you've just. And
I think what I would say is that, on Ask the Answer, we do work. We do work very, very hard to make sure that isn't the case.
Yeah.
People do have to do test readings. They do have inductions. There is ongoing training. We do listen to random calls. We have some amazing, and I'm not just saying it. We do actually have some amazing readers on there.
Yeah.
And all the readers are a good standard. And you can. It's about choosing what you want, what kind of reading you want, and being as open as you can be when you go into it.
Absolutely.
And I think. This is one of the things with this, on a more serious note. This is one of the things with this. I mean, it's going to give other people a chance. It's going to give you guys a chance. And I know that obviously with the Facebook stream, there's a lot less people seeing it, but it will go up on the channel, so people hopefully will watch it. We will share it from Facebook, YouTube to Facebook tomorrow, so people can see it. But it is about giving you a chance to see who else is there and how different people work, because we don't all work the same. And it's also, there is, as you've seen tonight, there is a lighter side to it. But we do, and you know, there are far more serious subjects. And if there is anything that you want us to talk about going forwards, whether it's manifestation, whatever it is, how to choose a reader, you know, how to develop yourself. And if there is anybody watching this that doesn't work for us, but is a reader or thinks that they have that ability, get in touch.
It's I'm gonna create a video. I told you about it ages ago, didn't I, Sarah? And I was gonna send it to you. I've not finished it yet. And basically, it was about what type of, if I was to, like, if I was a viewer or a customer that was going to ring up for a reading, what type of questions should I ask, and what's my expectations? And I'm going to give you a scenario here. Okay. Yes, a reader should be accurate, but don't ask for too much, because you can really cause yourself problems. Okay.
Yeah.
Because remember, we've got the element of human fallibility. So check this out, right? So imagine a young lady goes to me and says, John, I need to know what's happening with my love over the next 6 months. And I'll say, yeah, you're going to meet somebody on this month and it's going to be great. And I was to actually see in my mind that you're going to get married to this person, you're going to have 3 children, and you're going to spend the rest of your life together. And that's set in stone. But then they say, but I want more accuracy. Tell me more about it. I'll say, okay, on this month, on this day, you're going to go to a fairground. You're going to see a man with blonde hair. You're instantly going to be attracted to that man with blonde hair. He's going to do this, so you know it's him. He's the man you're going to marry. You're going to have kids with. And it's all going to go perfect. Anyway, the caller hangs up. All of a sudden, I get an image. Oh no, I've made a mistake, because I'm a human being. And I've told her that guy's got blonde hair, but in reality, he's got brown hair. She's now spending that day that I've told her to look for at the fairground. She's looking for a man with blonde hair. While she's looking, the man she should marry and have kids with has just walked by her. And I've changed her entire life. And those kids will never be born, and she will never marry that man. So yes, ask for accuracy, especially when connecting with spirit. But just be careful how much accuracy, because remember, we're still human, and there's fallibility about it all.
I think more importantly, hi Neil, hello. I think more importantly than that, it's a case of, you know, the reality is, no matter how good a medium, how good a psychic, how good a reader, the reality is we are still mere mortals, and we are not meant to know everything.
No.
We're simply not meant to, because it would alter the course of everything. So we're not meant to know everything. And do you know what? If we knew everything that was going to happen, it'd take the fun out of life a little bit. Or maybe tonight, if I'd known what he was going to come out with, it made my life easier. I could have decided I had a migraine and wasn't doing it.
Just left it to it. Just left John to it, Landy. I don't think you could.
Yeah, so you're on your own tonight, mate. Yes, so ladies, you want to come on here with him? Go for it. I am only joking. Well, that's the hour.
That's gone quick, hasn't it?
It has. I have absolutely loved it, guys. I do, like I say, I do apologise that the Facebook feed was dying. Yeah. Yes, I know you're a reader, and I know you're a good reader, and you are. This is another reader just joining us as we're winding up here.
Hi, Neil.
It's been great. It's been great fun. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed it, please say so in the comments.
So it's next Friday, the new show, is it?
Next Friday. So a little bit of housekeeping before I go. On Sunday, we have the lovely John here, who's with his connection. He paid me. Connections from the other side. No, and he is, and joking aside, he is actually a fantastic medium. I've watched him work. He does, the detail he can give is absolutely phenomenal. So you've got that. On Monday, and that's at 9 o'clock. On Monday at 7 p.m, we have Ask Anne with Anne Scholes. She's a tarot reader. Ask her any questions. She's a master tarot reader, been reading for, well, I won't say how long because she might not appreciate it, but a very, very, very long time. And she's incredibly good at what she does. On Tuesday, hopefully, we don't know for definite, but hopefully Robert Lee will be back at 8 p.m. with his Angel Hour. And hopefully, again, he'll be back this time next week, 9 p.m. for the Late Love Show. So it will be a proper Late Love Show next week, not the ramblings of two old folk. And you should know better. And on Friday, it will be Psychic Chat. We get to do it all over again.
So it's us two again. But you were on about Anne's been doing tarot for. You've been doing it for like 67 years, haven't you? Or so. Anyway,
he's funny, isn't he? He's funny. He's so funny.
It was nice working for Ask the Answer.
It going 60. I have to be carefully. Ask the Answer has been going 16 years, and it is going from strength to strength. It's birthday that Steve did beginning of Jan, and I think I've been here. 8 years. I've been here for about half of it now.
Was you here when I used to work for Ask the Answer before? Because I used to work for Ask the Answer years ago, absolutely donkeys years ago.
I can't remember, to be honest.
I'm sure you were. And then I kind of went on tour, didn't I? I went around on the UK tour, and then I've obviously came back years later. I'm sure you were. I'm positive, but my memory is terrible.
So that's it from me and him. And no, a genuine, sincere thanks, guys. We've loved it, and hope to see you all again next Friday at 9 p.m.
Yes, bye from me.